You think the battle starts when you pick up your phone, but it begins much earlier, long before your hand reaches for the glowing screen. It begins in that quiet moment when the room goes still, when the blinds are half closed, when your heart feels heavy, and you don't want to admit why. You sit in the dark pretending you're just checking something, but the truth sits behind your ribs like a coiled shadow. You know the cycle: boredom, stress, loneliness, that strange emptiness that pushes you back toward the same digital escape that keeps draining you. And as you hover over the screen, that small voice inside, the one God placed in you, tightens. Not in judgment, but in warning. A reminder that every second you surrender to this compulsion, a small part of the man you could be flickers. And you feel it, don't you? That sense that you're drifting farther from who God intends you to become. You sit there late at night, illuminated by that cold blue light, scrolling through distractions designed to numb you. The world outside sleeps, but your mind churns restlessly, feeding on noise, because silence forces you to face yourself. You tell yourself you'll close the app soon, that you'll get back to your real goals in just 5 more minutes. Yet you feel the minutes dripping away like a leaking wound. You know this isn't harmless. You can feel your attention weakening, your discipline thinning, your spiritual core dimming. And still you scroll, because it's easier than facing the calling you've been avoiding. Easier than standing before God with honesty and saying, I'm not who I said I'd be. The shame doesn't come from God. It comes from the gap between who you are and who you promised yourself you would become. There's a moment, one you never talk about, when the urge spikes. It rises from your chest to your throat, a pulse of restless craving that feels almost physical. You feel the heat in your face, your breath shortens, and your mind narrows to a single point of escape. It's like someone else takes over your hands, opening tabs, shifting between apps, chasing stimulation without thought. And afterward, when the high dissolves, you snap back into yourself, realizing you weren't awake for half of it. That's the part that scares you. The sense that you split into 2 different men. The one who wants a future under God's direction, and the one who hits the escape button again and again, even when it hurts him. And you already know which one is winning. That's why you feel so frustrated, so angry at yourself. Not because you're weak, but because you're letting your shadow self drive the ship while the man God is shaping inside you is locked below deck. You know the exact second the decision breaks. It's silent, immediate, almost invisible. You're sitting at your desk or lying on your bed, and your mind whispers, why not? You've already had a rough day, and your finger moves before your thinking mind returns. That's the moment you fall, not when you open the app, but when you surrender your will. You aren't fighting code. You're fighting conditioning. All those years of rewarding yourself with cheap digital dopamine rewired your instincts. And this is where God comes in, not to condemn you, but to remind you there is something higher in you than instinct. You weren't built to be ruled by algorithms or cravings. You were built with spirit, discipline, and direction. Every time you choose the lower path, you feel it. That quiet grief in your chest telling you that you're walking away from the man God is trying to raise.